I was very pleased the other night when I saw that they were the latest round of one versus one brawl with Tier 7. So I decided to play what for me is probably my favorite ship, the Helena. Now the Helena is the epitome of a glass cannon, or to be completely honest, 15 glass cannons duct taped together into a single unit. Previously in Tier 7 1 versus 1, I tried the Lazao and had pretty good luck with it. But this particular time, I decided to give old girl a try because I have more time in this ship than anything. Now, I don't have a 18 point or a 19 point captain, I only have a 16. But this first match here against the Atlanta 16 seems to work pretty good. I felt kind of sorry for this guy. I knew he could overwhelm me with the volume of fire, but I figured this was going to be fairly easy. Now the Helena got, I think, great guns. Um, they got pretty good ballistics to them, at least until you get out fairly far. And I don't have IFHE or anything. This particular build is the way I run her in co-op and operations. It's mainly set just for pure firepower. Because she is, as everybody knows, pretty squishy. The Atlanta here, his best chance is to try to get torpedoes on me, and that's, of course, what he's going for. But he died pretty quick. This next is against the Yorick, and this guy I really truly felt sorry for. He's got 8 guns, I've got 15. He's got his torpedoes, but he's probably not going to get much of a chance to use them. So my particular way of playing Brawl is I usually just go right at somebody's throat. Probably, maybe intimidates a few people. That's just the way I like to play. I fight in a phone booth up close and personal. And here I've made some bad choices and bounced a lot of shots. I probably should have had him a lot sooner, but the end result is the same. Helena's guns, especially up close, is pretty nasty. And once adrenaline rush kicks in, the rate of fire is fairly ridiculous. She's a lot of fun to play. He's probably regretting his life choices at this time. And you see a lot of people, once they reach a certain point, they just kind of give up. At least he fought sort of to the end. Tried to get to the bow. Bounce, bounce, bounce. And he's down. Now these matches are in the order in which I played them. I'm not cherry picking. This is just how it worked out. Good, the bad, and the ugly. This Florida here, I figured he would slaughter me, and I think that's what he ends up doing. Wasn't really sure how to go about this, other than try to get him burning as good as I could. Try to get some perma-fires on him. Had I played it over again, I might have done it a little bit differently. Might have tried to start banging away with armor piercing a little sooner. I do a fairly decent job with it. I wasn't expecting to live through this one. You know, I could have played hide over here behind the island for a little bit. Usually one of the better tactics in one versus one brawl is to get in there and get a cap and start getting some points racking up, and that puts a little pressure on the other guy. But he's about got me. The Florida's got some great guns too. It's kind of a glass cannon. It's a little tougher glass cannon than the Helena is. This tickled me. I figured this was probably my only shot. So I rammed his ass. I got a draw out of it. Tokachi, one of those new light Japanese cruisers from the event. Might have been a decent match. But I got that first fire, and he, like an idiot, damage cons it. And then immediately I get another fire on him. I've played that ship a few times since I got it. It's not bad. Better actually than I thought it was going to be. But it's hard to outdo 15 barrels. And I'm eating him, just eating him a new asshole here. Bye-bye. Another same type of ship, different player. Tokachi. It's actually a pretty ugly little ship. And my accuracy isn't so great right there. I should have had him burning already. Guns are better than my aim at this point. There we go. There's the burn. When they're coming at you head on like that, I just aim for the nose. And with 15 barrels, you're going to get something on target almost every time. And now he's burning fairly nicely. Well, I think the heart's going out of him at this point. He's going to try to get the torpedo right now. Which I think does have some fairly nasty torpedoes. And he's gone. The Weimar. Not familiar with this ship, even though I like playing Germans. Especially like the German cruisers. So let's see how it goes. I always like to try to get a couple fires burning them as soon as possible. Take some of the pressure off me. I'm expecting the torpedoes here. And somehow I ended up being a potato and getting hit by them, I believe. Took one set out. I think he took two sets on either side. Yeah, he got one set off, and even though I've got my hydro, I stupidly end up eating some of these. That shouldn't have happened. Double fire, here comes torpedoes. I take one hit, almost dead. No, he's coming hard around the island. To finish me off. Oh, close. Get some decent hits. And bye-bye me. I think I would have got him with the last shot there, but Yorick again. I think that's actually the same guy I fought earlier. I like to keep the pressure on him. I think Tier 7 is probably the most fun brawls. Everybody's usually got a plethora of ships to choose from and try out. But here, like I said, I'm trying to get a captain, get some points coming in. That puts pressure on him. Exchange is fairly neutral here so far. Wasn't sure, but he just kept coming. Fire. His butt's puckered at this point. And out and dead. This is the next match against the Scharnhorst. Scharnhorst is probably another one of my favorite ships in this game. It's probably the second most played ship for me. Love the historical ship. She's one of the reasons I got into playing this game, was to get the Scharnhorst. So I've got one of the caps. And there he is. This was probably misplayed again. Nice pen. Fire. Please ignore the zooming in and out. That's just how I play. Almost headed to beat up the Scharnhorst like this. She's a good old girl. And here comes her torps. That was pretty inevitable. He Peaches himself getting this off. I think I derp into these too. Yep, I do. Hit one in the butt there. Otherwise, I might have stood a chance. Now we have a Scharnhorst immediately again. Different Scharnhorst. So, a little bit different setup. Try some different things here. Yeah, long range, this guns are fairly floaty. And he manages to throttle juke me several times. My shooting's pretty terrible in this match. I'm using the outnumbered captain skill, which gives you better dispersion. I'd have to say it does. And she's fairly accurate. These guns are good stock, but 8% or 10%, 8% more better dispersion with this particular skill. He's got me down to halfway. He was probably feeling fairly confident. But I got him burning fairly decent. And because he damaged condos, those are permafires. I was kind of at a loss here. Get out of his sight. Try to get a cap in. Let him burn a little bit. But I got carried too much speed and actually drift out of the cap. And don't even get those points. So I'm playing stupid. You probably figured I'd just run from him at this point, but no balls, no blue chips. It is brawl, not run, so I decided I'm at least going to die gloriously. Waiting for him. Of course, he's going to have both these caps. And there he comes. He got a little further on health than I thought he would have been. this point I think, oh, I've got a chance. I can get a fire started. And ta-da. Very pleased with that one. The champion. I like this derpy little Atlanta sort of thing. Kind of hated to murder him. I had a lot of fun playing that ship in co-op. I kind of like the Atlanta and all her clones. I originally started playing battleships, but light cruisers have become one of my favorites. I've recently started playing DD a little more and getting fairly decent at it. But light cruisers, or any of the cruisers really, is kind of my forte. You get some hits. He smokes up. I have the hydro running, but he's just slightly out of range. I get close enough to pick him up. He's got his deep water torpedoes coming at me. Pretty good shot. I had to kill him quick. And there's your final results out of the first 10 matches in order: 7 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. And a whole bunch of fun. Thank you for watching.